You think Aquarius is gentle. You think they're soft-spoken, easy to be around, peaceful, patient, endlessly forgiving, like a quiet shore that never pushes back no matter how many waves crash against it. You think their calmness means they will always stay. You think their kindness means they'll never become dangerous. You think their silence means they're harmless, neutral, safe, predictable. But that's only the surface. A thin, fragile surface stretched over an ocean of depth, intelligence, intuition, and emotional precision that most people never even realize exists. It's the surface you meet when you first know them. It's the version of them the world gets. Until the world goes too far. Because beneath everything you think you understand about Aquarius lies a truth people only learn the hard way. Aquarius is one of the kindest zodiac signs. And also one of the most dangerous when pushed to their final limit. Not dangerous in the loud way. Not dangerous in the chaotic, explosive way. Not dangerous in the raise their voice and break everything way. No. Aquarius is dangerous in the quiet way. The strategic way. The psychological, surgical, precise way. The I disappear from your life so cleanly you feel like you dreamed me way. The I close the door without ever touching it way. The I walk away so silently you don't hear me leaving until the silence becomes unbearable way. They don't strike with rage. They strike with clarity. They don't fight you emotionally. They outthink you. They outgrow you. They outdistance you. They don't try to destroy you. They simply remove themselves. And let your own actions echo inside the silence they leave behind. And the 12 expanded reasons below will show you exactly why. Hurting an Aquarius is a mistake you will remember long after they've forgotten your name. Reason 1. They understand you more deeply than you understand yourself, and that becomes terrifying the moment you disappoint them. Aquarius reads people the way some people read books, slowly, quietly, effortlessly. They pick up details you don't even know you're revealing. They pick up inconsistencies in your energy long before they show up in your words. They notice the way you breathe when you're nervous. The way your eyes shift when you're lying. The way your voice softens when you want something. The way your excuses change when you're hiding something. Aquarius stores everything. Not to manipulate. Not to control. Not to hold over your head. They simply understand you. They understand what drives you. What scares you. What comforts you. What wounds you. What you avoid saying. What you desperately want but pretend you don't need. They see your potential and your flaws with equal clarity. And they use this understanding to treat you with kindness. To give you space. To give you grace. To give you empathy. To give you the emotional freedom most people cannot. But the moment you break their trust, the moment you insult their intelligence by thinking they didn't notice, that same deep understanding becomes a door that shuts in your face. No warning. No argument. No dramatic confrontation. Just silence. Distance. Absence. They disappear like a star blinking out of the night sky. Clean. Final. Wordless. And the scariest part is how natural they make it look. As if caring for you was only a chapter they finished reading. Reason 2. Their silence is peaceful, until it becomes a permanent distance. Aquarius silence has 2 meanings. In the beginning, it's calm. It's thinking. It's reflection. It's the inner world where they recharge, analyze, and process. But when something shifts, when you break something inside them, their silence changes. It becomes colder, straighter, sharper, like a glass wall forming in real time. Aquarius doesn't scream. They don't beg. They don't chase. They withdraw. They detach. They freeze the part of their heart that included you. The messages get shorter. The warmth disappears. The softness fades. Their tone becomes polite, but distant. You're still talking to them. But you're talking through a wall you can't see. And by the time you realize what their silence actually means, you're already outside their life. Not temporarily. For good. Reason 3. They are humanitarian, compassionate souls. But they have a frozen boundary you should never cross. Aquarius is kind because they choose to be kind. Not because they're naive. Not because they're blind. Not because they don't see your flaws. They see everything. They simply decide that people deserve grace. But deep beneath all that gentleness lies a line. A silent, icy, razor-sharp boundary that almost no one sees until it's too late. Cross it, and they don't yell. They don't punish. They don't demand apologies. They simply stop caring. Stop trying. Stop investing. Stop believing in the version of you they once protected. The shift is immediate. You go from someone they would move mountains for to someone they don't even need in their world. And once that line is crossed, there's no negotiation, no reopening, no reset. Aquarius turns the page without reading the rest of the chapter. Reason 4, they forgive quickly, but they never forget. Aquarius doesn't see a point in holding grudges. Grudges drain energy, and Aquarius protects their energy like it's sacred. So they forgive. Easily. Softly. Almost beautifully. But forgetting. Never. They remember every pattern. Every inconsistency. Every red flag you swore was a joke. Every promise you dropped when it wasn't convenient for you. They file it all away silently. Not to use against you, but to update their expectations of you. Once Aquarius updates their expectations, your relationship is never the same again. You'll feel the shift before they ever say it. A softness missing. A door slightly more closed. A tone slightly more measured. Forgiveness returns peace. But forgetting would return access. And Aquarius doesn't hand out access more than once. Reason 5, they are endlessly patient with people they value, but they will not tolerate nonsense even once. Aquarius gives understanding generously, but tolerance selectively. They will listen to confusion. They will understand mistakes. They will support your growth. But manipulation? No. Emotional games? Absolutely not. Guilt-tripping, lies, power plays, disrespect. They don't even give these things a second breath. They may not call you out. They may not confront you. But the moment you cross the line, they freeze inside. The gears turn. The loyalty shifts. The emotional access rewrites itself instantly. And once Aquarius decides you are no longer safe for their peace, you don't get a second chance. You don't get another version of them. You get the cold hallway where they store the people they've outgrown. Reason 6, they help you grow, but they will destroy every barrier if you try to limit their freedom. Aquarius gives freedom like others give affection. It's their love language. Their spiritual oxygen. Their entire operating system. They want you to expand. To explore. To dream. To evolve. They cheer for your growth even when it surpasses theirs. They don't restrict the people they love. They elevate them. But try to restrict an Aquarius? Try to cage their mind? Try to manipulate their emotions? You awaken a version of them most people never survive. They become the earthquake, the reset button, the storm that clears the field. They will break the dynamic, break the expectations, break the entire connection, just to breathe again. You don't win by limiting an Aquarius. You only lose them. Reason 7, they observe quietly, but they strike like lightning the moment you betray them. Aquarius sees everything, even what you hide from yourself. They notice the hesitation in your voice, the shift in your attention, the way your excuses start recycling, the way your energy stops matching your words. And when betrayal happens, they don't explode. They execute. They cut the connection cleanly. They detach emotionally. They redirect their life path without hesitation. Their strike is silent but absolute. No announcement. No revenge. No theatrics. Just a door that closes and never reopens. Reason 8, they speak softly, but their words can echo in your mind for weeks. Aquarius doesn't insult. They don't shout. They don't argue to win. Instead, they reveal. They illuminate. They describe the truth with such precision that your defenses fall apart before you can rebuild them. They say the thing you avoided. They highlight the contradiction you hoped no one noticed. They name the wound you kept buried. And they say it calmly, almost gently, which is why it hits so hard, why it lingers, why it echoes long after the conversation ends. Aquarius doesn't hurt with volume. They hurt with accuracy. Reason 9, they hate drama, but they can control any drama with a cold, brilliant mind. Aquarius stays calm in storms that break other people. They see through manipulation in seconds. They analyze motives while others drown in emotion. They cut through chaos like a blade through fog, while everyone else is spiraling. Aquarius is identifying the root cause. While everyone else is yelling, Aquarius is solving. While everyone else is emotional, Aquarius is strategic. Drama cannot survive intelligence. And Aquarius is dangerously intelligent. Reason 10. They protect you with logic, and they remove you with logic too, once you cross the line. Aquarius love deeply, but with awareness. They don't delude themselves. They don't romanticize toxicity. They don't ignore repeated disrespect. They analyze patterns. They calculate consequences. They weigh the emotional cost. And when they decide you're no longer a good investment, they exit with clarity. Not impulsively. Not emotionally. Not dramatically. Just logically. Finally. Completely. And once they remove you, you don't come back. Reason 11. They plan a future with you, but they can erase you from it overnight. Aquarius dreams in long arcs. They imagine the bigger life, the next chapter, the shared vision. If they love you, they place you gently into the blueprint of their future, but betray their trust, and they erase you with the same precision they once used to include you. One realization, one moment of clarity, one shift inside their mind, and suddenly you are not part of their story anymore. Not because they stopped caring, but because you stopped deserving the space you once had. Reason 12. They pretend not to care, but when they act, they shatter your expectations with cold intelligence and shocking precision. Do not be fooled by their indifference, their distance, their calm. Aquarius sees everything, feels everything, understands more than they ever say out loud. And when the moment comes to act, they act with a brilliance that's almost unnerving. Quiet, calculated, strategic, unpredictable. Not to punish you, but to protect themselves in the most efficient way possible. You won't get a scene. You won't get closure. You won't get a performance. You will get absence, stillness, a locked door, a silence that feels heavier than any words you wish they'd say. Because when Aquarius finally chooses themselves, they do it completely, decisively, coldly, powerfully. No one is more dangerous than a kind person who finally draws a boundary. And no one draws a boundary more thoroughly than Aquarius.